Hi, friends, and welcome to another episode of Sports Marvel. So, we're going to discuss about game week 4 strategies, about the Fantasy Premier League tips which you require for this game week. Now, this is again, it's not very easy for clubs to come back again after the international break, especially when we know that in South America there has been a lot of restrictions on the players who were not released by the Premier League sides. That would they be able to feature for the particular sides or not? So as if now the players from Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, uh, it looks very unlikely that all the players involved from the respective teams would be eligible to play because a lot of countries have invoked a kind of a ban on these players. So all the sides, including Liverpool, Manchester City, they would be affected. Aston Villa as well, and a couple of more sides. So it's going to be interesting to see how this shapes up, but let's look at a couple of things which are going to be interesting for this game week. How the performances can be for different teams. Which team has easier fixtures? Which team should do well? Which team now needs to just ensure that they need to score goals and probably get some points on the board. So, right from the fixture difficulties to transfer tips to captaincy picks, we would provide you each and everything. So, before moving forward, I would request you to subscribe and share to our channel. So let's look at this game week, how the teams are lined up. And before this, I would just like to have a look at what we suggested you last week. And the five players which we spoke about was Tanganga, Emmanuel Dennis, Jamie Vardy, Lukaku, and Ben Rama. Um, we gave you some suggestions for immediately for this game week that some teams need to have those kind of people who would be uh, who should be in your team, because this game week there were some easier fixtures there, but some of the players were suggested for a long term strategy for maybe if you see 4 to 5 next few games wherein those people can be helpful in your teams. So Tanganga got a clean sheet for Tottenham. He was a menace at the right back. I mean, very lively, had a wonderful game. Uh, Got very close to getting some assists as well, but at the end got a clean sheet as well. For Dennis, I would say that now Watford, they had a tough game last time against Tottenham, and he was when Dennis did not contribute to any goals. But if you see the next 5 games of Watford, they are in a very strong position to actually accumulate some points or get some goals also going. So still a good choice, I would say. Maybe not for the last game week, but definitely for this game we can again consider. Jamie Vardy had a great spell. As I've said, the expensive players usually show up in in every other game week, right? So he was fabulous, a goal and an assist, and got bonus points as well against Norwich. So great performance from Jamie Vardy, and I think you can continue having him if you have that balance with you. Then Lukaku, last game against Liverpool, we knew that it is going to be tough, but Lukaku was suggested because it's a kind of a long-term strategy. Although somebody at 11.5 right now may rise to 12.5 in no time actually. So for player like Lukaku, you always have to take a punt, and even though there would be 1 or 2 difficult games wherein the defenders, especially the defender of class of Van Dijk was there, who did not let Lukaku do much, and then they were also reduced to 10 men. So all these big players would eventually come out well. So again, I would still stick and say that Lukaku should be there, because it is again, it's a season. We are playing a season of Fantasy Premier League and not a game week. So he definitely needs to be part of the team. And Ben Rama, after 2 fabulous games, I thought that he would do really well against Crystal Palace, but again it did not happen. But no problem. Again, you can, if you have chosen this player, there is no need and there is no panic for you to change it accordingly. So let's look at the dream team of game week 3. 3 defenders of different teams. The notable name is Varane, who made his debut for Manchester United, and uh, I would still say that United got extremely lucky against Wolves because of some fabulous saves from De Gea, who is part of the dream team, and he got 7 points, which includes bonus point as well. Uh, Wolves could have scored a couple of goals, but we could see that how Varane was able to slot there, and what Van Dijk does for Liverpool, long balls, great passing. That's what he demonstrated as well for a pass, and then Mason Greenwood made most of it, and again that shot could have been and should have been saved by Wolves, but it wasn't. So Varane, I would really recommend this player for you as well, and I would discuss it later on. But he was part of it. Coleman for Everton, again, he has been a solid performer over the years, and there's no surprise that he was there. Reguilon with Tottenham 3-1-0 result of the first 3 game weeks. Great player. I have 10 Gengar, so it's kind of covered as far as the Tottenham defender is concerned. Ferran Torres had a brilliant game. Now again, after Aguero leaving, I think you still have that lot of space which is empty, and for Manchester City, but you just never know who will start and who won't start. One thing which is clear is that even if you talk about Jesus, Jesus now is playing like a winger and he's looking menacing for Manchester City. The player which is losing out is Raheem Sterling, but Ferran Torres is interesting because whenever he starts pretty regularly with Spain as well. So a super talent, but still I would be on the fence if I want to select him, because I don't know the rotation system of Manchester City, and now from the next week you would have Champions League matches also which are starting, so I don't know how that rotation would be, which is quite evident in Manchester City. So I'll still hold Ferran Torres as of now. Conor Gallagher, I think he is really, a lot of people have thought for him, he would have some bigger future and bigger games for Crystal Palace for this season, and he showed that with 2 great goals. So I think Gallagher is someone whom you can definitely have in your team. I like that player quite a lot. Very good attacking midfielder. But still, if you are looking to transfer, maybe not right now, maybe later on. Buendia, again, Argentine international, played well for Aston Villa. But again, I cannot have him in my team, especially for this game week, because there are a lot of challenges pertaining to the players from South America. Would they be eligible to play for their Premier League teams or not? So I'm just gonna again hold him right now. Son had again a great game. Always, he's remarkable for Tottenham. He scored a goal again, and I guess with Son, one thing is rest assured that since now Harry Kane is easing into the team, Son still has a bigger role to play. So I think that's one of the players I have it in my team as well. But let's see how his fitness is, because again, international break, you just never know how broke players are when they come back. Then Jamie Vardy, as I've spoken about, had a great game, and Antonio, I picked Antonio way back. I think the second game week I had him in my team. A phenomenal player. I enjoy watching him, how he's playing. He is tipped to be one of the contenders for Golden Boot for this season as well. So interesting to look at him, and if you don't have this player, please get him. That is very important right now. And Jesus, I've spoken, he has been wonderful as a winger for Manchester City. Now look at the team which have easier fixtures. So if you see, Spurs has a game, away game at Crystal Palace. Arsenal, Norwich. Now here I've marked both the teams as blue. It's nothing disrespectful for Arsenal fans, but right now we just are not sure about how Arsenal is going to turn up and which Arsenal you're going to see. Ben White is fit, which is great. He can start, he can give that steal in defense. Thomas Partey, as I've known, I think that is one of the players which they've missed the most. He would definitely be slotting into the team. So it makes Arsenal a bit more potent, but you cannot just discount Norwich, Timo Pukki and their team, because Norwich, they have always played well in Championship, but when they come to Premier League, they have always fallen flat. That's what I see last time as well. But Norwich would also be wounded. They haven't got a single point on the board right now, and in fact same with Arsenal. So it is going to be interesting. I am tipping Arsenal to win this one, but you just never know with Arsenal these days. And Norwich, with whatever artillery they would have, I think they would have a pretty aggressive game. Everton, Burnley again. Everton, great start which they have got under Rafa Benitez. So I expect them to score goals. So players to look at. Obviously, Richarlison, again, the same problem. Would he be playing or not? That has to be seen. And but Everton looks strong right now. Manchester United, let's see if Ronaldo starts. I don't know Ronaldo, how he is going to be. I think he would be starting from the bench. And but he would definitely have a bigger role. But it is going to be a great spectacle in Manchester tomorrow. Chelsea Aston Villa, I think every game which Chelsea is playing right now, they look favourites. To be honest, in fact, in the last game against Liverpool, how they defended with 10 men, that should have been a Liverpool victory had they played, had they been able to penetrate, but they were not able to. I think Chelsea's defense was stellar defense, and how they organize themselves. So it's going to be a relatively simpler game for Chelsea, although Aston Villa has a lot of quality, but with Buendia not playing, it makes it a little bit more difficult to Aston Villa, especially when Jack Grealish is also left for Manchester City. West Ham and Southampton. West Ham again favourites, very solid team. They are looking pretty strong at the moment, and I think that this is another game wherein they would be able to come up with a strong performance and get 3 points. So that's what about the easier fixtures now. The players we are suggesting, so there are 5 players that are top 5 which we are suggesting for this game week. Now Varane for us, I think at 5.5, very soon this player can be 6. Get him on your team, not only for the next match against Newcastle, but if you see the next couple of matches, they definitely have a chance of a clean sheet in Aston Villa match, and from the next 3 games, definitely one of those games can be a clean sheet for Varane. But I would definitely suggest this player because he is not only the clean sheet person, he gets bonus points, he'll get you assists also, get some header goals as well. So along with Harry Maguire, I think Manchester United defense is extremely solid now. David Raya, I think he's pretty interesting as a choice because Brentford, I think, has started brilliantly. Just conceded 1 goal in their matches so far, in the 3 matches. And with Brighton home, Wolves away, Wolves have not scored a single goal right now. But with Brighton home, I think these 2 matches definitely you can expect some points for David Raya as well. However, the next 3 games are extremely dicey. But if you see the games after these 5 games, and again Brentford has very simple game. At 4.6, that's a steal. That's why I say that it's very important for us to know a couple of people who are undervalued, but they might actually grow. The stature might grow with the season, so that he's one. Again, Jensen, same team for Brentford, the Swedish defender. I think he has started brilliantly again. So if you have a space for a defender and you don't want to change your keeper, so instead of David Raya, you can go for Pontus Jensen. Matches I've already said that next 2 matches are definitely there, but even after proceeding matches, Brentford has a capacity to play and to do really well against other teams. Then another player which I want to talk about is Mason Greenwood. See, Mason Greenwood has scored in all the 3 games. So far he's looked super consistent. How he has been able to give that thrust to United just to come up with those goals which are required. I think he is going to be a sure starter, especially Marcus Rashford being injured because of his operation. So Greenwood for sure, get him in your team if you really want to change your forward. If you have pegged an overpriced forward who is not doing well, you can definitely go with that. Then one of the infamous choices, I'll say infamous because not many people would recommend to have Conor Cody in your team right now with Wolves. The good thing with Wolves right now is that even though they have not played, they've not even scored a single goal in the last 3 games, they lost all the games 1-0. They have looked extremely threatening, and it was on actually a result which they did not deserve to lose 1-0 against Manchester United. Now having said that, if you look at Wolves' next 5 fixtures, Watford away, Brentford home, Southampton away, Newcastle home, Aston Villa away, all these fixtures, I think they are kind of kind fixtures for Wolves, and I believe that in couple of games definitely they would have clean sheets. They would come back. So definitely Conor Cody is one you can have. I'm not recommending Raul Jimenez simply because again, not so sure if he would be allowed to play, which is a distant. It is not even a distant possibility in my opinion. He may miss out that game again because he's from Mexico, and that again that fine or ban would be there for these players. So how I performed in the last game week was that I got 69 points, overall 9.05, which is kind of not so good. I improved from the last time. The last time it was really bad. But it is still way than what I expect. I think I'm just trying to still figure out how it is happening for me, and what kind of things I need to bring in. I was happy that Tony scored, Ivan Tony. I had high hopes from them right from the start. Antonio scored. I had Pukki who scored, but he's on the bench, so all my forward performed. In midfield, again, I had a mixed one wherein Salah scored a penalty. Bruno Fernandes has been quite the last 2 game weeks, so I expect him to have that, a kind of a great spell. Ben Rama, surprisingly, could not fetch me anything, and Son did help me with that winning goal. And Ismail Sarr, again, when Watford would score, Ismail Sarr and Dennis would be the people who would definitely be favourites for Watford to score. So that's about my team which was there. Now for this game week, my strategy is to stick to the team which I have already. I am not making any changes right now. I don't think I need to do that. I've just made some changes from the bench to the players who would be starting. So I have put Ben White in starting position and Timo Pukki. I want to get him to start. Now here I have also kept Son on the bench. I am not so sure if Son would start, but if he would start, I would again have Son in my team instead of somebody, because I cannot leave Son out, even though it is shown that Son is on my bench. But I am still awaiting official confirmation that if he is fine and ready to go, I would definitely have Son in my team starting. So this one change I can definitely make. So that's my team right now. And if I talk about the captaincy picks, again, so many choices, whatever player I want to select. But my pick would be Mohamed Salah. Liverpool against Leeds. Leeds, high scoring team, high conceding team, open football, and Liverpool thrive on such kind of opponents. They have played well against Liverpool in the past. There was a 1-1 draw which Liverpool had at Leeds last time. But Leeds play a kind of flair of football which I think would be very suitable for Liverpool forwards, and I do expect Salah to score and assist even in this game. So for me, he would definitely have a good spell. Forget about he's playing away from the home or not. Liverpool have been more strong, when they have actually played away. And another player, if you want to have, you can have Lukaku. Lukaku, you cannot just rule him out. He would perform anytime, any day of the week. Just have to believe in him. And if you have money, if you have him in your team, ensure that he remains your captain. For some choices which you still want to make out of all these 2 players, that can be Bruno Fernandes also, because Bruno Fernandes, as I said, he's a world class friend. He's not performed in the last 2 games, but he can always come back strong. So that's it. That's about my team. For more fantasy teams and Dream 11 teams, you can definitely check out our channel. We would definitely coming up with fantasy tips every game week, and the Dream 11 teams keep on coming as the matches are going on. So thank you so much. Thanks for following our content, and I hope that it really does add value to you and you score more points and become a smart FPL manager. And I hope that the content and the value which we give you increases with every passing week. So take care and all the best, and let's hope to catch you again next week. Thank you.